Hi everyone, it's time to write part 2 of our story. So yesterday we were introduced to the character of, well, for me it was the bee, but for you it would have been whatever your small character was. And today we're moving on to our big character. We're going to do parts 2 and 3 of our story today. So we'll have a look at mine first. You're going to write it for whatever your big character is. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to think about where my big character is. Where does my big character live? We know that a small character lives under the craggy rock. And where does the big character live? He lives on top of the rock. So that's my first sentence. On top of the rock lived a rhino. So that's my introduction. You might want to change where your big animal lives. So you might have something different here and something different here as well. And for my next sentence, I think I'm going to give a little bit of information about my rhino. So each of our big characters needs a special skill, because the lion's special skill was that he could roar really loudly. So what's your big character's special skill going to be? Mine, for my rhino, is going to be that he can stomp really loudly with his big feet. Oh, I've just included another little sentence here. He was very different to the little bee. I've just added that sentence in. So you might want to include something like that as well. And here's my description sentence. He was huge and grey and loved to stomp louder than anyone else. So I've used a couple of adjectives, huge and grey. You can see I've joined them with the word and loved to stomp louder than anyone else. So I've also used this ER ending that we've been learning, the comparative ending. Louder than anyone else. So let's read through what I've put from the beginning. On top of the rock lived a rhino. He was very different to the little bee. And I just included another adjective there to describe my bee again. He was huge and grey and loved to stomp louder than anyone else. I've even included an exclamation mark on the end of that sentence there. So hopefully this will help you to write your piece of writing about your big animal. Now, as I did yesterday, I'm going to show you a simpler version because, as I said, we're all different. We're all writing at different stages. So this might seem like a little bit much for you and you might want to write something a little bit simpler. So this is my simpler version. Rhino was big and grey. We've still got our adjectives in there, but it's just a slightly simpler sentence. He was good at stomping. So we've still got our adjectives and we've still learned what the rhino's special skill is. So this is absolutely fine. If this is where we're at the moment, this is absolutely fine. Either of these versions is fine. Okay, next part of our story map was talking about how all the other animals were very impressed with the big animal's special skill, which in our case is the rhino's stomping skills. So I've written all the others. Oh, I've made a mistake there. Let's get rid of that. We don't want that S. All the other animals were very impressed. I've added a very in there just to show how impressed the other animals were. B wished she could stomp loudly too. So whatever your little animal is, they're going to wish that they could do the special skill that the big animal is. I'm really looking forward to seeing what your animal's special skills are. Maybe if your big animal's a giraffe, the special skill might be that the giraffe can reach really high into the trees to pull the leaves down. So it'd be interesting to see what everyone's special skills are. So all the other animals were very impressed. B wished that she could stomp loudly too. And here's my simpler version of that. The animals were impressed. B wanted to stomp too. So I hopefully this helps. I'm really looking forward to seeing your parts 2 and 3 of your story. And remember to get in touch if you need any help.